I mailed the DNA kit my wife bought to a second lab, so my wife Dana came home back in October with this ancestry kit. One of those spit-in-a-tube things everybody does now. She said she wanted to do the whole family, find out where we're from, make a little chart for the kids. I thought it was a cute idea, honestly. We've got 3 kids, 12, 9, and our youngest Leo, who just turned 4. Everybody spit in their tubes at the kitchen table one Sunday morning. The older 2 thought it was hilarious. Leo needed help, so Dana did his for him and said she'd seal them all up and mail them herself. And that's the part that stuck with me, I guess. She got weird about the mailing, like really weird. She kept the tubes in her purse instead of leaving them by the door with the rest of the outgoing stuff. When I said I'd drop them at the post office on my way to work, she once forgot to mail our mortgage check for 3 weeks straight. I don't really know what made me do it. It wasn't even a thought, more like an itch I couldn't scratch. But that night, while she was in the shower, I went into her purse. There were 4 tubes, not 5. Leo's wasn't there. The other 4 were labeled in her handwriting, nice and neat. Leo's was just gone, and she'd looked me dead in the eye that morning and said she had all 5. So the next morning, I did something I'm not proud of. I took a little cheek swab from Leo while he was eating his cereal, told him we were playing Spy, and he thought it was the best game ever. Then I bought a second kit from the pharmacy on my lunch break and mailed my own sample to a different lab. Paid extra for the rush results. Didn't say a word to Dana. A few weeks go by. Dana gets her results back and she's all excited, showing the kids the little map. Look, we're mostly Irish and a little Italian. Everybody's crowded around the tablet, and Leo's on the map too somehow with his own little results, even though his tube never left the house. I noticed. I just didn't say anything. I waited. My results came back the following Tuesday. I opened the email out in the garage with the door shut. The whole thing was normal until the paternity section. Probability of paternity, 0%. I read it maybe 40 times, kept scrolling up and down like the number was going to change if I looked hard enough. Then I just sat in the car for about an hour with the engine off. Not even mad yet, just kind of numb. That weekend, Dana's whole family came over for Sunday dinner, the way they do the first Sunday of every month. Her mom, her sister's husband, all of them. Everybody eating, laughing, Leo running around the living room with his cousins. I waited until we were all sat down at the table, and then I slid my printed results across to Dana. She looked down at the paper and went completely white. She goes, "Where did you get this?" I said, "Second lab. I swabbed Leo myself and mailed it." Funny thing, the sample you sent in came back a match to me, so I got curious which one was lying, the tube or the kid. The table went dead quiet. Her sister set her fork down. Dana's mom said, "Dana, what is he talking about?" Dana just kept saying it in this low voice. "It's not what you think. We need to talk about this alone, please, not here." I said, "We've had 4 years to talk alone. You had a chance every single morning at that kitchen table." Her mom turned to her and asked, "Dana, whose is he?" And Dana wouldn't answer. She just stared down at her plate like it was going to save her. Her sister said, "Oh my God," real quiet, and got up and took the kids into the other room. I stood up and grabbed my jacket off the chair. Dana caught my arm and said, "So that's it? You're just walking out? He's still your son. You raised him." I said, "I raised him because you let me believe I had to. That's not the same thing, and you know it." She said, "You can't just leave him. He loves you. He doesn't know." I said, "You're right. He doesn't. That's the one part of this you actually did to him, not me." I called a lawyer Monday morning. Leo still knocks on my door every night asking if we can play Spy again.